Happy mid-morning, guys. Still Saturday, haven't left the house yet. But we'll be doing that pretty soon after leaving this video. I get emails from you guys occasionally, lately a little more than often, with some interesting questions about things you've received. One I have received quite a bit lately is people getting this census for their farms, okay? As how many cows do you own? What's your acreage? Yada, yada. What do you plant? How many square feet of garden do you have? You must fill this out. It's mandatory, yada, 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 right? Okay. I'm going to tell you this. I wouldn't fill that out no matter what. Okay? Simple. Somebody sent me an email the other day that I guess Oklahoma, Ruby Red, Oklahoma, wants to microchip cattle. And when he asked why, the answer he got was, so in case one of your cattle get out, we know who it belongs to. Now that's got to be the stupidest answer I've ever heard, because for what, 200 years at least, cattle ranchers have been branding cattle and everybody knows whose cow it is, okay? I mean, it's not like the cow's going to hop on an Amtrak and be 3 states over. Okay, simple as that. The point is, people forget to realize how much power we have as people with these idiotic laws. I'll use Illinois just in the last couple of weeks, for example. J.B. Pritzker signed that law, for all intents and purposes, banning guns in Illinois. And the sheriffs across the state said, we're not going to enforce it. And then what happened this Thursday or Friday, the courts in Illinois said it's unconstitutional, you can't do it, end of story. Okay. And obviously that'll go to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court will laugh J.B. Pritzker out of the courtroom, and that'll be that. But it brings to point the overreach that governments, whether they be federal, state, county, city, township, HOA, whatever would be, can and cannot do. If the people refuse to abide by them, the law means nothing. They're not going to have a roundup of millions upon millions of people. I'll give you this. These are some of the laws that are on the books still, currently. Okay, you tell me how many of them are enforced when the last time you heard somebody get arrested or fined for something like this. You can't throw rocks at trains in Wisconsin. And anybody got a fine for that? This is a good one. Swearing at sporting events is illegal in Massachusetts. There wouldn't be a single person at a Boston Bruins game ever if that was enforced. Okay. How about North Carolina? Legally, bingo games cannot be longer than 5 hours. Right. I used to call bingo years and years and years ago, and they lasted pretty close to 5 hours. Okay. Here's a good one for you. Let's see how this one flies. Adultery is a crime in New York. New York City's population would be about 12 if that was ever enforced. How about Florida? It's illegal to sell alcohol during a hurricane. It's on the books, guys. Okay. Georgia, it's forbidden to live on a boat for more than 30 days. Nebraska, people with sexually transmitted disease are not allowed to marry. Anybody been blood tested in the last 60 years? Probably not. Okay. Alabama, it's illegal to play dominoes on Sunday. Right? Okay. Another one, Massachusetts, emergency medical technicians are not allowed to help dogs. That's a law. Okay. Michigan, just to round out the top 10, it's illegal to be drunk on a train. Okay. Those laws are all on the books. Okay. If you had some brazen prosecutor, brazen cop, they actually could fight, arrest you, fine you, whatever it is for this. Okay. So all the time we hear these stories of, oh, they're going to confiscate our guns. Ain't happening. Okay. Forget it. There's too many people in the United States who are like, no, you're not. I don't care what you put on paper, okay? And good luck enforcing it. I've said this many times. There's 1.9 million active duty military and law enforcement in the United States. There's 335 million people. Okay? How long do you think it would take them to go to every house, right? It just ain't. It's they can talk all they want. It's great sound bites for the politicians, for their constituents, for the people that are giving those campaign contributions. But every single one of them knows it ain't ever happening. Okay, they'll talk all they want, and you'll have the blue-haired nose ring person go, "Yes, we need to do that." The cops all look at him and go, "Yeah, right, not happening." Okay, so there. But a big one that comes up, and people keep going back to this one, is when we talk about gold and silver. And, oh, they're going to confiscate the gold just like they did back in the 30s. Right. Okay, sure. And that's going to be an interesting topic this afternoon when I go to Rogersville. But I want to give you this, okay? If you go back during the Depression, when FDR decided, hey, we're going to make it illegal to own gold in the United States, there were a bunch of sheep who took whatever gold they had. Now, mind you, we're in the middle of the Depression. People have probably already sold whatever they had. I mean, hell, you had people selling apples and pencils to afford something to buy food. I mean, y'all know. I really doubt that people are going, well, you know what, honey, I got 3 ounces of gold sitting here in the house, but I'm going to go out to my job sitting on the street corner selling apples so we can have dinner tonight. Okay. It wasn't Joe Average who had the gold in the Great Depression. It was more your wealthy businessmen, your bankers, your societal elites who owned the gold, okay? They didn't turn it in, guys. I'm telling you. If Ma and Pa Kettle, Joe Wrench Turner and his wife had a $5 gold coin, they went and turned it in. They needed the money to buy food. But the bigwigs didn't, okay? Now, somebody say to me, well, how do you know that? Everybody turned in their gold. No, as usual, I have facts on my side. You don't, okay? Most of the gold coins that were minted back in the time were $2.50 coins, $5 coins, $10 coins, and $20 coins. Okay, that's what it was. And people went to the bank and they turned in their, gold is being made illegal. We're going to turn in our $10 coin, and they get a $10 bill for it. Okay. But the coins, and figure the elites owned basically the $10 and the $20 ones, okay? They didn't turn them in. They just simply shipped them in bags full of them, to thousands of European banks, primarily in Switzerland and Great Britain, okay? For safekeeping, keep them away from the reach of the U.S. authorities, right? And these bags of gold coins just simply sat in a vault somewhere for years and years and years, just gathering dust and doing nothing. Until 1975. When Gerald Ford made gold legal again, okay? All of a sudden, tons of coins appeared back on the U.S. market. Now, most people thought that a lot of the coins were melted down by the U.S. government, put in Fort Knox, done whatever. Except all of a sudden, these coins that were 40, 50, 60, 70 years old appeared on the market looking as fresh as the day they were made, right? There were coins back at the time that thought were to be numismatically rare, okay, for collectors. Until all of a sudden, hundreds or even thousands of mint condition coins flooded the market. The government isn't going to come around and go door to door collecting gold and silver, just like they can't go door to door collecting guns. The sheep, just like in the 1920s, 1930s, will turn in their weapons, their gold. The people who realize that they have no way of enforcing that are just going to hold on to it. Okay? Now, I don't care if you've got 2 ounces of silver in your house. You ain't giving it to anybody. I don't care if all you have is 122 in your house. You ain't giving it to anybody. Because there are enough people in the United States who can basically just right here to you, Mr. Government, your laws don't mean shit. Laws are only good if they're enforceable. They are only good if the people agree with them. If the law is not something that the people agree with, people are going to ignore it. If the law is something that the cops won't go enforce, the law is useless. Okay? You could use abortion as a perfect example of this. Oh, we're going to make abortion illegal. Doesn't mean somebody can't get one. Just means you have your choice to either have a child or go to some back alley somewhere. You'll still be able to do it. Okay. It's a matter of choice in everything. You choose whether or not you are going to be a sheep or you are going to be a wolf. If you choose to be a sheep, that's up to you. Just remember, you gave up all your freedoms under your own free will. If you choose to be a wolf, there ain't nobody that's going to stop you anyway. Pinball out.